All right, go in there and get in there.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm just gonna keep it like this. Okay. All right. Do we video or picture? He's doing videos.
I think so. I think so. All right. Oh, we're rehearsing. All right. Are y'all set?
Yeah, Lee. So we're on page 34?
5.
35.
Like a rose on a shore, hallelujah.
It's pretty remarkable that this whole group gets together, and
Right.
it's really fun.
It's a wonderful thing to bring your kids into this. Right. I mean, I don't know anybody who has this. So us having this family reunion and being able to bring the kids here and have this large extended family is in the woods for a week is very unique.
Right? How many kids sing Anne Boleyn when they're taking showers? All of our children do.
So what was the origin? How did the camp out begin? This is like 55 years ago. How did you all discuss it?
Albie and I were talking, and we were thinking, wouldn't it be neat if our kids knew each other? Because they didn't. And let's see, it would have been 63, I think. So they were just about the right time for the kids to get to know each other. And so she said, actually it was Albie who kept this group together, because after about 4 years of meeting, and meeting every summer was kind of a hassle. We weren't used to, going away every summer.
Right.
Or it wasn't summer actually. We went at Easter to begin. We used to go to Death Valley, and we were kind of lagging behind after about 3 years or so of it. And she kept saying, we gotta keep going. We just gotta keep this thing going. No, we're not gonna stop. We're gonna meet. And she said, Whit and I and our family will be there, and you be there too. So then we talked to Alfred, and he agreed, okay, let's keep this going.
There's mom and dad, and they have 4 kids. There's Aunt Joanne and Dawn. They have 3 girls, and there's Uncle Alfred, who has 3 sons.
I would think the addition of the Decker family was the most significant addition to the camp, because Bert, as you know, was somewhat of a character.
My favorite family member at all the campouts was Uncle Bert. He'd be probably one of the first ones up in the morning, and he'd start making his rounds every day. He'd at every campsite, check in on you, see what's going on, just shoot the bull. And I don't know if he was looking for breakfast or.
Yeah, and my mom, I mean, her thing is that she and your mom, Albie and Donna and Betty, found the deepest kind of friendship possible through the campouts.
And all the kids are the same age.
And they're all the same age, yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone got to, after we kept going, we realized that, hey, this is important. And we're kind of lucky to be able to do this.
We took turns deciding where the campsite would be next year, and my turn was a waterfront campground on an asphalt parking lot. We tried to put stakes into the asphalt, which didn't work. And they always blame me for my poor choices.
Not the best camping situation on asphalt, but we had a lot of fun. And Joanne is the one who had taken a class or somehow knew. She brought the music, she knew the moves, she taught us all how to do Greek dancing. A lot of fun.
There have been a lot of things like that. Just people bringing their creativity and their current interest into the campground. I remember Marissa bringing sushi. One night we all made sushi, right? And Marissa taught us how to do that. You know, it's been very fun. We created this graveyard in Death Valley. Cool. Best first memories ever.
You had skeletons laid out in the sand, and
They'd take the adults on a tour of their graveyard, which they were very proud of. And they would explain the meaning of the salutations on the gravestones.
God, that was a spooky thing.
Because it's not what most kids would do. They wouldn't even think to build a graveyard. So it kind of talked to the personalities involved.
My first memory of the camp out is really the Winnebago.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Vehicle,
The vehicle, yes.
which I just thought, I was 5, so I just thought that was the coolest thing.
It was very
ever.
cool to me.
It was.
And I remember
Terrifying driving
I remember it. Right. I remember that. I remember being in the campground and just being amazed by it.
Yeah.
It was the neatest thing.
And that was yours, that you got
Right.
to stay in it.
But we stopped doing the Winnebago.
We did, yes.
After like the first time.
Do you remember the Winnebago when we went swimming? There was no place for us to swim except this hotel pool, and we all decided we gotta get to water.
But of course, none of us were staying at the motel. So she said, well, we're going to have to do this in a very stealth manner so they don't notice all of us coming in, which were probably 30 people.
So we all, of course, snuck in the pool, and the parents said, oh, just come down from the units where the rooms are. 2 by 2 and just filter in there and just kind of blend in and go swimming and have fun.
Suddenly, someone realized that we were being watched.
The guy who was in charge started figuring this out.
Before you know it, the pool is full of people. I mean, it
Full
was
of all of us.
crowded.
So we started getting out of the pool and going every which way, you know, like ants scatter when something...
But we managed to get everybody out of the pool before like she called police or anything, and got back wet into the Winnebago.
And we took off down the highway, and we were, Don and I and part of our family was in our car, and we were right behind the Winnebago, and I'll never forget, we were trying to go so fast to make the getaway that the window you had on the back of the Winnebago, there were these little curtains, and they were going from side to side. It was so funny, and here we are making our getaway.
In retrospect, I think it was an interesting lesson on trespassing.
Okay, so I am here busy making dinner for the potluck. Okay, this is salad for like, God knows how many of us are, 40?
25.
Yes, we've got nuts, we've got tomatoes. Okay. Okay, grab your beer. This is important. You gotta have a beer when you're cooking.
Well,
or
yeah,
your bottle of wine.
Yes, no, what I was going to do more importantly, this is what I was looking for, was just a second, just 30 seconds until I find a little glass that I can pour. Tom, do you want to
Yes.
In my mother's chair.
So I can
I'll get up.
Waiting for this.
Oh, is she?
I'm a where to find him.
Yeah. So Minnesota's.
Yeah, they are. That's great. The younger generation is yeah, so he kind of.
So Uncle Alfred, in his great wisdom, found this campsite up at Horseshoe Flats, and it was just a dog of a campground. There were no trees, no shrubs, and people kind of were a little complaining about it. And then we finally realized that Uncle Alfred and Aunt Betty felt bad.
We were all so miserable, but we made,
We made the best.
we made
of it.
lemonade out of lemons.
Look at you and Derek starting this song.
The song
and
We
getting
Love
this,
You,
the,
Uncle
and the
Alfred.
humor just was infectious.
Do you remember the lyrics to I Love You, Uncle Alfred?
Yeah, sure.
Could you sing a little of that for me?
I don't remember the words, but that's okay.
We love you, Uncle Alfred. You're the greatest of all. We love you in the
summer, winter,
spring,
and
in the fall.
Very short.
Yes.
We love your wife named
Betty.
and we love your campsites too.
And the campfire, I thought I had died and gone to heaven when the whole family gathered around a campfire and sang songs, and there were guitar players and skits and this musical family. I was just beyond myself. So yeah, it was a great experience, and I wanted to go back again and again.
So I imagine those first couple of campouts were very intimidating, but it's such a warm family that everybody welcomes you, no matter if you're a boyfriend or a husband.
And my first experience meeting the family, the whole
Right.
big family, was at a campground.
Right.
At Lassen.
I think the first time you're going to be nervous, naturally, because a lot of people, and you're new to this thing. You want to make a good impression or whatever.
Yes.
But yeah, it was fine. I mean, everybody here is pretty chill.
They were in utero at their first camp out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Remember every second was warm. I remember some singing.
Wait, I'm sorry, your cousin Brian making
cougar noises. He would go like this and go and like make us noise, and it would scare me. And then my brother would put fake bugs on my arms. So those are my earliest memories.
I'd say my first memory would be when we we do the campfire songs at the end of a lot of the nights, and when we were younger, like my parents would carry me off with their shoulder, and be like, "Good night, Andrew." They do that for all the people, and I try to like stay up later than the other kids. So like, you know, if I heard people say like good night to them first, it was like, all right, I'm cool. I stayed up.
So it was like The Sound of Music.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So we all hiked out into the woods and we built a little fort in these trees, put like sticks around, and then we booby-trapped it because we didn't want him to come in and ruin it. So
I
we
was
dug
in
all
that
these.
stage where I would be the big brother and destroy the fort. That's what big brothers do, I guess.
So we booby-trapped it.
I really just remember a different camp, a different location every year.
Yes.
It's like, I always loved coming because it's the only time that I got to see most of my cousins.
Right.
Particularly those from the Decker and Crossman branches.
I remember cutting spears out of sticks and stuff using rocks. We didn't even use knives at the beginning, the early days, we weren't allowed. But yeah, we made weapons of minimal destruction, and yeah, it was fun. Arrowheads. I remember making forts, going on adventures.
But I must have been 6 or 7 or something like that, and everybody was going to hike Half Dome. And I really wanted to climb Half Dome because I was a little monkey back then, and I was climbing stuff all the time. And I was really excited, and then I was told I couldn't go. Don't worry, you'll go next year, or when you're a little older, right? And they never went again. They never went back to Yosemite, and they never climbed Half Dome again.
I'm Old MacDonald, and I want to tell you my story. When I was young, I always wanted to be a farmer. I loved growing corn, tomatoes, and hay, you know, getting down in the dirt and making something happen. Well, it was very rewarding, but kind of lonely. So I thought about it, and it came to me one night as I imagined some animal jumping over the moon. A cow! That's what I needed. So I bought myself a cow. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm he had a cow.
So that was a way for me to open up, I think. And I saw the kids interested in doing skits and stuff, so I started coming up or bringing in some Cub Scout skits and introducing those to the kids, and everybody was very anxious to take part in them. So that's where I fell into my little niche here at the camp.
And you've been doing that for how long?
I don't remember, probably 30-something years.
Well, the Decker cousins and Uncle Mike said I should get a horse. Something big and strong that could help me with the work on the farm, get me around the farm, and maybe into town once in a while.
Oh God, nobody wants that.
E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm he had a horse. E-I-E-I-O. Well, working a lifetime on the farm was hard work and just didn't bring me that fulfillment I needed. So I've given up the farm, moved into town, and found me a wife. She's great. She talks, I listen. She buys the clothes, I do the laundry. She picks the menu, I cook the food and do the dishes too. Happy wife, happy life. She plans trips, I pack the bags and carry the suitcases. Life is good. 42 years now.
Oh yeah, you had the anniversary.
McDonald sold the farm.
Better than buying the farm.
And then some of the adults started getting interested in doing their own skits, and we had people like Andrea doing full-scale drama, and
I missed that.
Chris coming up with some really funny skits as well.
We want a Stradivarius, a violin by Stradivarius.
I have the perfect violin for you.
Do you have one?
Yes, this is one by Stradivarius. It's $2 million.
How do I know this is a Stradivarius?
By the signature. You see the signature. You see the signature right
You
through
are
here.
full of crap.
No, yes I am. But anyway, look through the little signature right there. You see a little Stradivarius?
I do not see
No.
signature.
You see the
Oh,
if you discount the smoke and the wind change.
My favorite part of camping was singing around the campfire. And I loved the 2 guitars that were playing for us and all the happy, joyful sounds we were making, and loved singing with you.
How many families sit around the campfire and sing rounds, Viva la Musica,
Right.
or Scotland's Burning? I mean, really?
Mom started, I was thinking about that. I think Mom must have started all the guitar playing.
Yes.
Right? Isn't that something? And then I taught Diane, didn't I? So Mom taught me.
Mom started playing.
Yeah.
And then later you joined in, and then later you joined in.
Yes.
What's nice about going to the camp out now is seeing you guys playing guitar together. I love that. I love that.
Daniel Vallejo is also really trying to learn the folk scene, because that's where it's at, is passing it on.
But then Diane sang Your Song by Elton John, and I remember melting there, thinking, oh my God, I love my cousin so much, and she is so cool.
It's kind of nice. I didn't know that I was her cool person, so.
Which is nice, right?
It's very nice, yeah.
And Gina coming in, wasn't it the circle of come in and sing? The circle game.
Well, I was painfully shy, and everybody knew that I could sing.
That you could
yes,
sing.
that's true.
Yeah.
And so it was very it was nerve-wracking to like get up and everybody say, "Oh, sing a song," and so. But most of the time I got out of it.
And then last year Sabrina was playing guitar.
Yeah, Sabrina started
next
playing
to Carol and that.
Several years ago. She started just strumming along and learning some of the songs. So.
Well, this here is Miss September Jane, and we call her Embry. And she is about 7 months old, no years yet. And she's at her first camp out. And gets to meet the extended family for the first time, which is very exciting. She already met some of her aunts and her great aunts and uncles, but she's on her 3rd camping trip. We've done single nights so far, but this is the first time she's done 3 nights in a row, and it's gone okay so far. We think we'll do it again.
She's a trooper. She loves camping. She loves her tent. She loves being in nature, don't you? Just like her mom and dad.
Do you think she would be surprised this is still going on?
Oh, she'd be so happy. Just so happy. Because she was very much into family. Keeping family together. Yeah, that's the thing she wanted most.
Jackie kept a lookout bridge, a puff strike and big tail. No kings and princes would bow whenever they came, and pirate ships would lower their sails and roar out his name. Oh, Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist and went on a lead. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff and brought in strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. A dragon lives forever, but not so little boys. Dangerous rings and giant rings make way for other toys. One gray night it happened, Jackie Paper came no more, and Puff that mighty dragon, he ceased his fearless roar.
I think it's amazing that it's kept going this long. I think it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And I feel honored to be the elder of the group.
Right.
We're gonna take over the camp out. We're gonna be the ones, you know, singing the songs and
Right.
setting up the silly skits and
So you think the camp out will keep going?
absolutely 100 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I sometimes think about Alana, you know, a 26-year-old, and she made room in her schedule to come here with her boyfriend.
That's right.
And I sometimes go, wow, okay, she
Mhm.
wants to be here.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
in a way, there's a surprise to that, and surprise
Sure.
isn't a surprise too. Like, yeah, this is part
Natural,
of her upbringing, and
Remarkable that they'd started this great tradition, and then I was going to become a part of it. So now I'm one of the elders.
And frolicked in the autumn.